Well, thank you, Conrad. I noticed a distinct lack of snow in his forecasting. But, you know, you always have to be thinking about that, and it's certainly front and foremost on our mind and how to keep trails for the winter ready. And we got to prep them as well.
Yes, and here to tell us more about snowmobile trail safety and maintenance is Greg Johnson, president of the Northwoods Riders Snowmobile Club, Mark McDonald, a board member of the Northwoods Riders Snowmobile Club, and Andy King, president of the Northwoods Passage Snowmobile Club. So thank you all so much for joining us today.
Morning. Thanks for inviting us.
Yes, nice and early, bright and adder. We appreciate you this morning. So
first off, what's kind of some of the work that's done by volunteers and you guys to maintain these trails?
Well, virtually everything that's done to maintain and put these trails together is done by volunteers. We're all volunteers. None of us are paid. That's typical on all snowmobile clubs. The officers, these are not paying positions. We're all volunteers. Then our membership gets involved with us to go out. This coming weekend, we have a big brushing event where we're going to go out and cover as much of the 250-ish miles of trails on the Northwoods Passage system.
That is a lot of trails to maintain.
It's a lot of miles, and majority of those trails, vast majority, is across private land. So the landowners give us access for the winter, but we don't have access during the summer. So any downed trees, any brush that grows in, this is our weekend to go out and encounter that for the first time and get it all cleared up and ready for the season.
Yeah, I imagine, you know, with the private landowners and getting out there and doing this maintenance now, it's kind of, you know, a tough thing to kind of talk to all of these individual landowners and get it all organized, especially there's hunting seasons going on as well right now. So just getting those calendars all in order, how do you manage that, kind of getting the access to go and do this maintenance?
Well, the Northwoods Passage is responsible for getting the land use agreements with private and some public entities as well.
Right.
And we sign a maintenance contract with the county for any state and county trails. But we deal with specific landowners, getting the permission, where we can go on their land. But we have to maintain a level of communication with them, and we have to be very good stewards of the land as well.
Yeah.
So maintaining the trails and staying on the trails where they want us to be is really huge.
Yeah, and like, how can riders kind of make sure the trails remain open and that proper use is being maintained?
Well, the riders need to follow the rules of, you know, staying on the trails. We mark the trails very well. Wisconsin has 25,000 miles of trail.
That's just
groomed trails.
That's a huge number to imagine.
We have 800 miles of groomed trails in Oneida County alone.
Wow.
With several clubs. We've got 9 clubs in Oneida County.
So. Like, there's so much trail. It's easier to stay on it. You know, you don't have to get off because there's so much you can go on.
Absolutely.
We have a small percentage of participants in our sport that don't think like the rest of us do, and they think it's more fun to go off trail, and that's illegal in Wisconsin, and it's a violation of that landowner commitment we make. At the point they get off the trail and outside the blazers, the orange markers for the trail, they're trespassing, and that is illegal, and they can be fined by the DNR for that.
Absolutely. And you'd hate for such a small percentage of people to ruin it for the vast majority of people who are following the rules, taking the time to maintain the trails and, you know, the grooming of them as well. It's a big enterprise, and it draws in a lot of people from all over the country and Canada and the world. It just, you know, you'd hate to see that small little bit spoil it for the lot of them.
Absolutely.
That's very true, and we do struggle with landowners. We have closures. We have landowners that will shut us out. They become frustrated with either the off-trail riding or the loud pipes, the illegal exhaust systems on some of the snowmobiles that people will put on them, and they just say, no more. This is my land, and it's become a nuisance now. And now we have a segment of trail that's closed, which means we have 2 dead ends.
Makes it incredibly
very
difficult.
Frustrating to all of the thousands of volunteers that put their effort into this every year to have those things happen.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are kind of committed to making sure that this activity can go on for as long as it can. And you guys brought in some of these posters that kind of talk about some of the fines and just asking people to please just follow the rules that they need to.
Right. And if they wanted to reach out to your organization and volunteer or donate, I'm sure you guys are looking for both of those options all the time. You know, it takes a lot of people to make this all happen. How could they reach out or participate in your organizations?
the Northwoods Riders, we are a social club.
Okay.
And we actually support the 3 grooming clubs in the Tomahawk area, the Northwoods Passage, Northern Trails Unlimited, and the Night Owls. Last year, we ended up with just over 500 memberships,
Wow.
which are combined between families and individuals. So for an individual that's not a business to participate and become a member of our club, www.northwoodsriders.org. Join. We welcome members. We have great social events. We're putting on the trail brushing this week for the passage. Well, last year we had about 700 people, or 770 people.
I was like, oh my gosh, you must have gotten it so clean.
It's a lot of fun. Afterwards, we all get together and we have some chili and brats and refreshments and have a great time. So.
Well, this weekend, at least weather-wise, it's looking fantastic for you guys. So you lucked out there.
Absolutely.
Wisconsin, you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
You know, we never know.
Well,
And for the Northwoods Passage, how can we get a hold and lend a hand?
northwoodspassage.com,
Okay.
or we are also on Facebook, Northwoods Passage.
Well, fantastic.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in, kind of spreading the message of it's important to keep the trails clean and also to follow all the rules to keep snowmobilers and landowners happy. So
Exactly.
hopefully you guys have a very successful season.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good luck this weekend. Lend a hand if you
Thanks much.
can.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And coming up, we have what's trending, including which